must be kind of late to this party because this article was written in August 23rd of 2019. But here's Rachel Smith's dream casting for her webcomic Lore Olympus. And it's said that she would like to cast them as actors who best capture the spirit of the cast of the Lore Olympus rather than appearing like the characters of her webcomic, which I imagine is pretty decent because if she were to cast them as they appear in her comic, they would have to have faces that shapeshift day to day or perhaps even scene to scene, and every single guy would just be whoever she cast as Hades painted a different color. Let's see what we've got here. First of all, at the top of the lineup, we have Hades. He's our Mr. Darcy, and she's going to pick a selection of them. Apparently she has 3 choices. She has Mads Mikkelsen and a guy whose last name I don't know how to pronounce, so I'll probably look it up and then put in a clip of someone saying his name because I don't know how to say it.
Margot Robbie.
We also have Justin Baldoni. So Mads Mikkelsen, she says, it's not for everyone, but he is for me. And I mean, he does look 2,000 years old, but I don't know how tall he is. And I don't know if he's twice the size of the Persephone that she's going to cast, so we'll see about that. The second one, Constantine,
Margot Robbie.
is a Greece-born actor. He is far too serious to exist in a GIF format, so he does look like an older man. I'm going to assume that he also behaves like an older man. Maybe that'll work. And then we have Justin Baldoni, who looks far too young. I know we're not doing this on appearance. I really want to imagine this as like a live-action Riverdale-style TV show. So she says he's got the shoulders. So she is basing this off of appearance. Okay, I guess spirit. Maybe by appearance she was saying like they're not the color of the character. He does not look 2,000 years old, I'm so sorry. Or he does not look like a middle-aged man, let's say that. Zeus, she says she would like to have as Billy Zane. And to that I say, no. For Hera, she has another actress with a Greek last name, Tonia Satiropoulos, I think. I mean, she's pretty, but does she embody the spirit of Hera? I would not know because I don't know who she is. Yeah. Jason Mantzoukas. I think that might be how you say it. He has that chaotic energy to pull off Poseidon. So this is her casting for Poseidon. Sure. Next in the lineup is Eros. So she would like him to be played by either Daniel Levy or Donald Glover. And I suppose they're both fairly charismatic, so they would bring that to the role. But my question is, how well can they pull off that Kevin from Riverdale gay best friend vibe without actually being the gay best friend, you know, like that stereotype. So next is Psyche, or Psyche. Like a lot of these, I should probably know by now because I have read Lore Olympus maybe 5 times out of pure rage and spite, and I have not looked up the pronunciations for a lot of these characters. I should really know how to pronounce these things. For Psyche, she has Janelle Monáe, and I think she fits that vibe, but she's also too cool for this. She can do better. Hermes, she says John Mulaney. I can't unsee it. I can unsee it. I don't see it in the first place. John Mulaney has better things to do. Please leave him alone. I imagine in order to get him to be present for this live-action filming of Lore Olympus, in quotes, they would have to put a bag over his head, drive him out into the middle of nowhere, hand him the script, and then have him deal with it, as they did with Into the Spider-Verse. For Artemis, she has Tessa Thompson. I like that casting, but also I don't really want to see her be forced into that horrible bowl cut. Tessa could play any character in Lore Olympus, let's be honest. Could she? None of the Lore Olympus characters have really solidified personalities. Hestia. Christina Hendricks. Christina has the face of an angel, but you know she's capable of terrible things. In the best way possible, of course. I don't know. Sure, whatever you say. Athena. Gwendoline Christie. Athena hasn't had a single speaking role, so I assume that she would just be put on the sidelines to sort of sit and be coated in iron for no reason with her giant owl friend. Next in line is Aphrodite, and she says, a tough one. Now I know how Paris of Troy felt. Gabrielle Union or Keke Palmer. So, yeah, I think they're both attractive people. Did they choose a picture of Keke Palmer just to show that she has a high ponytail and she kind of looks like that?
Hecate.
I think that's how it's said. I looked it up. I'm still not sure. I like Hecate a lot more. Or
Hecate.
According to Shakespeare.
Hecate
was one of the hardest to cast on account of her being such a badass. So she has 4 choices of Ali Wong, Ava Green, Kristen Ritter, or Aubrey Plaza. Again, they would have to sport a bowl cut, bangs haircut. I was going to say that that's the only trait that sets Artemis apart in appearance from most of the other female characters, but it also has that bowl cut. So close yet so far. Mint. Minthy. Mint. I looked this one up too. It's apparently mint. I've been saying Minthy this entire time. She says, I too would let Mila Kunis treat me terribly and then buy her a purse. She basing this off of appearance or the personality that this actress embodies, because she's been pretty unforgiving to the character of Minth the entire time she's been writing this. That would be my main concern if I were dreamcast into Lore Olympus by Rachel Smith. Thetis. Emma Roberts. She has that BDE. I suppose she does, but then again, Thetis is like a major bitch, or Thetis is a big prick this entire time. She's very manipulative. I don't know how I would feel about being cast as Thetis. Persephone. I've saved the best for last. Since you've made it this far, you get 5 nominees. Actually 6, because there's a picture of Persephone, and I would also vote for Persephone acting as Persephone. So her 5 nominees are Ali'i Carvalho, Aaliyah Shawkat, Emily Browning, Kimiko Glenn, or Emilia Clarke. I've only heard of Ali'i Carvalho and Emilia Clarke, but are any of these characters ambiguously 5 feet tall and also half the height of your Hades? And do they look like they're an actual teenager? I know Ali'i Carvalho is the youngest, but yeah, that would be my main concern. Are any of them approximately half the height of Mads Mikkelsen? Oh, there's a tag for Lore Olympus casting. I'm gonna go through all of these. So we have another Dream Lore Olympus casting, this time from a fan from Tumblr. For Hades, we have Tom Hiddleston, and I'm assuming that this is for a live-action version of the webcomic, I guess. Isn't he, like, really tall? We have Joey King as Persephone. She needs to look like an actual teenager, because I think that's what Rachel Smith is going for here. Luke Evans as Zeus. I actually agree with this more than the other dude from Rachel Smith's Dream casting interview. I don't know how recent this post is. Margot Robbie as Hera. I like that. I like that a lot. That's an interesting picture to choose of Hera in comparison, but yeah, I can kind of see that. McKenna Grace as Hebe. Isn't Hebe like 4 years old? I mean, like, none of the gods or goddesses are actually 4 years old, but it's assumed that she's a very young child. I would cast a literal infant. That's what I would do. I get a baby straight from the hospital, just plop it right there, paint it yellow. There you go. Jason Momoa as Poseidon. That's kind of a given because he was Aquaman that one time in that godforsaken movie. I guess it fits going straight off of that. Zoe Saldana as Amphitrite? That must have been a minor character, if you want to spray her green. Again. Alexandra Daddario as Artemis. Sure. I mean, you'll have to give her a bowl cut, bangs, and then hair that changes length almost every comic as much as Persephone's. Finn Wittrock as Apollo. They even have the blue light on his face. Imagine if they were filming it and they didn't paint the people the colors, they just sort of put a colored light on their faces. That would be interesting. Sure, I guess. It fits. Joe Keery as Hermes. Okay, is this because of the hair? It might be because of the hair he had for Steve. I kind of like that, actually. Sam Heughan as Aries. Okay, Aries is my favorite character. As long as you can get his hair to look at like Giorno Giovanna in the front and then regular haircut in the back, I'll be perfectly fine. Olivia Wilde as Aphrodite. She looks like a typical beautiful person, I guess. Ezra Miller as Eros. I actually quite like this. I think that's pretty cool. And he's in pink, so that's how you know that he's gonna fit that role. Letitia Wright as Psyche. Alright. Ava Green as Hecate. I still don't know how to say that. I guess. I mean, she's wearing a suit, and then Hecate also wears a suit, so perfect. Nicole Kidman as Demeter. Sure. Is she gonna lock up what was the Persephone casting? Joey in a 3D modeled greenhouse? I'd love to see it. Christina Hendricks as Hestia. Okay, this seems to be, this was also the same one that Rachel Smith said would be a good fit for Hestia, so I think this is like a general consensus on this point. Gwendoline Christie as Athena, again, same as Rachel Smith's casting for Athena. Is it because of the jawbone? Is it because of the general appearance? Cara Delevingne as Minty. Oh, she's a model, right? I think she's a model. I mean, it fits. Yeah, I'd feel bad for anyone who was cast as Minty or Mint, because she's pretty much been thrown down the road of erasing character development over and over again in the comics. Amanda Seyfried as Thetis. Is this because she looks like a fish? I mean, does she looks like a fish in this one picture, but I know she doesn't look like that normally. Are they gonna put editing software on her to make her look more like a fish? I'd love that. Rami Malek is Thanatos. Honestly, Thanatos is such a minor role in this overall story. He gets beat up at one point. Is it because of the eyes? Is it because he has massive eyes? I'll just go to the tag for Lore Olympus. Let me see. Oh boy.